Hello. All right. Hello and welcome back to Messy Podcast. My name is George again. We'll definitely see how this turns out here. I'm just doing what I can. I think that's what we should all do. But what does that mean? That's why you do what you can, because what that means is different for everyone. Because everybody can do something different. So sometimes, it's easy to set an expectation of yourself or goals for your future, things like that. And I'm not talking about mostly like career. Of course, those things play into what I'm talking about, but I'm talking about more of self-understanding. You see, everything in this world is labeled either as a material thing, a role, or traits. Those things are what actually build you as a character, what you're attracted to. What you're attracted to can usually show you and let you know what you are attracting, because that is what you have access to. Now, attraction is always happening, even when there's something you don't want in your life, you're still saying yes to no. So that is also something to keep mindful of. If you want to understand how, you should understand and have self-awareness and self-understanding that where you are is something that is literally divine. Like, you are a puppet. You're a living, breathing puppet. Okay, but it's not the puppet of the world or the earth, I should say, because I understand that grammar and communication is important, and there's a few things where I lack in skills. However, this is me. I am attracting the lackness of communication. So that tells me that there's a big focus in my communication and how I communicate, because I'm telling you that I lack that. So for me to notice that, I must have awareness that my communication lacks. Now, because I'm so aware and I understand, does not simulate that it is not challenging for me to change and adjust those behaviors. That is in a different category, my friend. It would be easy to say just out of mind, out of sight, but unfortunately the emotions that you are, because you are an emotional being, you are a light, you are a sound, you are a beat, and you are moving. So the harmony in you is something that you exist to. That is your whole existence. Your whole existence is attached to you. Now, I'm not saying that, oh my gosh, I'm a whole world and I'm a whole, everybody's going to take different routes about this. Me, I like to have a childlike imagination activated at all times, because this world is this place. It all comes down to actually my body, what we identify as our bodies. This body is tremendous. I know that the life form in this body is something that I can't be, because I am it. And it is honed, it is existing, it is moving, it is making sounds, it's creating, it's reproducing, it's, terminating, the things that it needs to do, it is evolving. this body of mine is just something that I appreciate a lot because I don't see myself as the body as in control. My body is not in control of what I think. And I think that we have bridges within ourselves. We have bridges from the mental world. You know, if you want to think something, you go upstairs and you think to yourself, regardless if it's negative or positive. If you were at a job and you spill coffee on yourself, where you have a mental breakdown, those things are literally non-existent to the 3D realm. So what you feel actually doesn't matter in the 3D realm, which the 3D realm is, I don't know what it is exactly because it has definitely multiple meanings depending on the angle that you want to approach the realms or the dimensions or both. Because again, I am lacking communication. Now, although I lack on communication, I may also have my expectations way too high. I may have my expectations of my communication as equal to my way of physics and my way of understanding and learning and just watching. So my strengths vary pretty much across the board. One of my favorite strengths is learning. I like to learn, I like to utilize, I like to understand. Now, I'm not talking about just any type of learning or understanding, but the soul's journey is something that I am like fascinated about because it's not necessarily endless, and it has its own system, and it has a way of living the way that we do, except the language barrier to all our senses. The way smell exists doesn't exist the same as we smell. As yes, human beings, we smell pretty much close in a similar spectrum of reality. We can all have a fruit in front of our face if we are educated with fruits and if we are understanding to, intake and output information and have actual conversation with one another, which I know not every human being has that capability to talk English or even their family's native language because of not necessarily defects, which they are seen as defects, and they could be, and they are for those who believe they are, which is true. That is an angle that exists, and another angle that exists is that these individuals that don't have access to that play a different role, holds a different space, and it's exactly where it needs to be. Not in location where your body is. I'm saying the life ingredient that soul is taking on, that sound, that movement that I was talking about. They play different missions. We've created something that's pretty beautiful and pretty I'm trying to figure out a great word, but it's kind of like the princess locked in the castle. And although the princess lives in a castle, she cannot leave the castle, and the castle is guarded and protected. And that, my friend, is called family. I feel that the idea of family, the whole roles of mom, dad, uncles and aunts and siblings and cousins and third and fourth and fifth and sixth and seventh and eighth, 9 generations, 10 generation, 11 generation, 12 generation. When does it start? Don't try to go backwards and tell me how many generations I lived in when those generations didn't exist in my own senses. It's impressive that we are able to see previous lives that are living without actually meeting them, that we can actually hear or feel or see or sense in some way what existed before we did. And the truth is, you'll never know if it really existed, because that is your reality. That is who we are. We are the unknown. We are the ones that create nothing out of something, or something out of nothing. We are the ones that, yes, we create, but we also destroy. And I think we destroy ourselves naturally when our work here is done. And I do not believe our work here is done. So, the souls in this world, I want you to wake up. I want you to be aware of yourself, because you are important to me. Not your name that you use, not your ears that you listen with, not the body that you use, the truth of who you are and what you think you are. I see you. It's time to rise, time to awake, it's time to grow. You see me in a different way than I see you. I see you in a way that you will never see me until you wake up. So when you wake up, I will be here. I will continuing to be the alarm. I will continue to hold truth within oneself, and I will continue to strive and survive and learn and grow as I am. So to end this, we will be talking about healing powers in our next podcast. So if you want to hear some messy thoughts on healing powers, then you can tune in. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and I don't really know if you want to comment, but I guess, yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to get addicted to this. I think I'm going to get fueled up for some time. Let's see. I don't want to throw a number there, but I'm excited to do what I'm doing, and we'll see how this goes. Alright, once again, this is Messy Podcast with George. I'm here to clean up the mess, but to clean up the mess, you have to be in the mess to start cleaning the mess. But each process is a step. Every step has a formula, and every formula needs ingredients, and I think you're one of them. Peace. See you at the next mess.